Yo, what to do on a Friday night when everything is on lockdown? Watch a stream, of course. Or if you're me, do a stream. But of course, I can't talk too much about that because, to quote JK18, if I do, I will be Susaned. Which is to say, according to YouTube's official blog, you will be demonetized if you talk about it. So we won't. Instead, we'll talk about this thing, which is. What is this thing? I don't even remember now. This is actually the Linux machine, or a... Okay, first it was a web server. I put it together for that originally. Then I upgraded that and turned this into my test Linux machine, where it has done precisely nothing but sit in my closet for the last couple of months. Um, and what we're going to do today is we're going to upgrade it, because I got this board right here, which is a slight upgrade from what's in there. What's in there now is a DQ35JOE. This is a DQ45CB. Not much of a difference. I saw say something red showing up on my stream thing, the chat. What's going on? Oh, it's just a mention. Alright. Cool. Yo, what's up? You know what I just noticed? I think the SATA port on this is broken. Yeah, I think somebody broke that SATA port. Oh well. That is not a loon. That is a mourning dove. I lost my entire train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, this motherboard. DQ45CB, minor upgrade on that, but the CPU is a major upgrade. What's in here now is a Core 2 Duo E6750. This is an E8400, if I remember right. It might be an E8200, but I think if I remember right, the E8200, or the only one E8200 I have, and yes, it's sitting in a bin of laundry, is that one right there. And my goal is to use that board in a server, because it's got IDE on it, and this, as I actually found out quite by accident, does not, which makes it completely useless for a server task, because those machines have stuff in them that would benefit from having IDE. I don't want SATA for everything. Besides, I've only got 5 ports. So, either way, although the two systems that are in there that would use boards like this, or that I would be putting boards like this into, those would be running with RAID cards anyway. But doesn't matter. For whatever terms and conditions and purposes and whatever for this is the goal. To put this board and its I/O shield, which I do actually have. I hope this is the right one, because if it's not, I have no idea where it went. But put this in that, and on a video somewhere later down the road, probably in like 400 years from now, if the backlog turns out to be any bit as long as I think it is, take that board and put that board into a server. But before I do any of that, even, because I don't think that's going to last, for a full hour. Famous last words. But I'm going to put this aside. Oh, by the way, the Vista machine over there, that was a fail. I'm going to have to reinstall that, I think, because apparently activation is not a thing if you don't fully update the OS. And it managed to lock me out before I could fully update. And you can't even activate by contacting Microsoft. I tried that over their phone service. I spent about an hour trying to activate Windows Vista. That's how sad my life really is. Where's my screwdrivers? Right there at my feet. So I'm going to pull this off, check out how much dust is really in this thing. I haven't taken it outside to clean it. I probably should have, because it's been sitting downstairs in a woodworking room with wood dust all over the floor, so I'm sure it's picked up a whole bunch of stuff. We'll try and not lose any of the screws. My first goal is to test out these drives here, because I don't know if they work. They were in a system that was cast out into the hallway. The power supply was removed, the RAM was removed, all of the drives were removed except for these. Go figure. No idea what happened there, but either way, there's more screws in this cover. So I gotta remove all the screws. This would be a lot easier if I had a tripod to deal with, but I don't. I still haven't gone to fix that problem yet. But it's coming. I have some vacation time to be able to do it. I don't know yet But all I can tell you right now is that I have Monday and Tuesday of next week off. After that, it's really going to depend. They haven't closed everything just yet, but I'd imagine it's probably coming. If it isn't going to be here by the time I actually look at it next, it's probably not too far off. So we'll pull this off. We'll have a look at the dirtiness inside, which actually isn't quite as bad as I was anticipating. Now, what do we do with this? Well, I flip it around. That's what I'm going to do. I did change the power supply, so it does have an 80 plus Seasonic in it now. And I'm going to connect, assuming I can find it, not the Macaulay mouse, but, oh, come on. I want that. The VGA, presumably, as long as it has actual functional VGA. I'm not going to tighten it down. Switch that over, have a crap avalanche take place. We're going to get out the USB keyboard, which is... Wow. How did this happen? Okay, that's a mess. But I managed to get it out. The IKEA desk looks a little rough on the edges. It's been rough on the edges for about 5 years now. It seriously probably hasn't gotten... The only thing that I think I've done in the last 5 years to this to make it look bad is put that hole in it from a chocolate orange. Yes, really. That's about it. All the rest of this junk is old junk. I mean, it's really bad in places. I need to put a new top on this table. I've looked into it, but as it turns out, it's actually not as easy as you might think. Okay, that's nice. The SATA cable is halfway out of the drive. But my goal here is to test these. I want to see, and this thing is tied to within a freaking inch of its life. Zip ties. God damn it. Who friggin' thought that was a good idea? Okay, so we'll deal with that. And then I'm going to take a drive. I want to see if they work. Yuck. Looks like cardboard. It is cardboard. It's IKEA. What the hell do you think it is? It's pressboard. OSB. Alright. Plug this drive in. I don't even care about anti-static anything, which I'm sure is going to get me a million comments. And I need my boot CD. Where do you suppose my boot CD is gone? It'll be in the last place I look. That's a Mac OS X install CD. I'm sure that'll work real well on this. You know, I had this stuff all organized. It was so great. Didn't really last very long. Oh, my luck, it ended up in the trash can. Okay, I'm going to put this down, take the battery out of my pocket that I've been using to charge this stupid thing because apparently it's a piece of junk that cannot hold a charge worth a damn. Oh, I got a stream machine ready to go. Well, almost ready to go. I need to get a keyboard and a mouse for it, but after that, it's getting replaced. I'm going to start using an actual computer with an actual camera and an actual microphone to do these streams rather than this stupid cell phone, because the stupid cell phone, like I said, it doesn't work worth a crap. So, okay, there's the boots. Excuse me, there's the boot CD. I'm trying to get that hard drive out of the way. So I'm sure that's playing wonders on all that mess. Alright, so now, last step is to plug it in. Find the power cord, which is right there. And we will give it some juice. In theory, there's some juice. Is it going to stay on? Hard drive spun up. You can't even make any unhappy noises. No, it's because the computer turned off. Turn it on. Still didn't make any unhappy noises, so it must be working somewhat. F12, I believe, is the key, or maybe it's F10. This thing takes a long time to post. I think it's F10. Yes. So I want to put my boot C in there. I don't want it to be very difficult. P1. See if this optical drive works. I don't know if I've ever actually used it. Hard drive. Really shouldn't take that long. Okay, well that's promising. We are, well, it's a warning. That's not drastic or anything like that. Oh, holy crap. That's like a brand new drive. 80 gigabytes. Serial ATA. If that's actually true, that's not bad. And I'm going to assume that it is. For now. So I'll go put it in another system. Now I got to get the other one hooked up, and we'll see if that one is just as bad, or worse, or better, or what the case may be. Did I just break it? Thought I broke the, I actually did do that recently. Rotate device. No, I'm not rotating the device. Like I said, this would be so much better if I had an actual tripod. You could see what I'm doing, hooking up all these cables, but whatever. Okay, I don't know if that was the hard drive or if that was the CD-ROM. If that was the hard drive, that's bad. I don't know why it takes these Intel boards so long to post. Never understood that. I think it's the optical drive. Okay, let's see what the status of this one is. Okay, so it's in even better shape. Alright, about the same number of power on hours. So why these things were thrown out into the hall, I have no idea. So, now that we've confirmed that, let's clean up this mess and get ready to replace the, get ready to replace... Oh, wow. I've made a tangled mess out of everything. Ready to replace the motherboard. Alright, so pull that out. Put this back in my pocket. Actually, let's put it down somewhere. Put it down on top of the new motherboard. So I can clean this up. And have a chat about things that are going on. There is a message that didn't show up. Okay. Is it doing this stupid hiding links thing again? It might be worth buying a whole new... Yeah, it's holding messages for review. Hey! You jerk. Oh, I know why. It's because there's, it's because there's swear words in it. Alright. Well, I'm not saying the words on the show, so I'm not gonna, like, be demonetized or anything, but... There. Well, it probably will be, and it'll be your fault. So... Yeah, anyway. I sound like a broken record when I say this, but look at me, blaming my audience. It's a wonder any of them actually watch this stuff anymore. Anyway. Put that down. Get these drives out of the way, because they're for another project. This already has what in it? Is this an 80 gig? Yes, but that should be more than good enough anyway. Now, the task becomes unplugging all these stupid cables. And all of that. Yo! Alright, so I gotta pull this out. If I were really, you know, feeling ballsy or whatever, I would actually replace these cables. These are junk. I don't know what's wrong with these, but these locks on these locking tabs are less than useless. Especially when you're trying to get them out of the motherboard. They tend to not want to actually work. Which this one is doing right now. Okay, that one wasn't too bad. Yeah, it's doing one. It is doing what they usually do, because some idiot put this right up against... Okay, there we go. Put it right up against that little jumper down there. Alright, so we'll remove the fan. Take out the fan. I'm going to have to remove this optical drive. In theory, I might even have to remove the whole power supply. I hope not. Let's see, where's my screwdriver? It keeps disappearing, man. So we'll get these screws out. These very spiffy black screws, which don't match the rest of the system. Which kind of drives me nuts, but, well, that one... This is supposed to be a magnetic screwdriver. Evidently, that screw didn't get the memo. There's a comment, and I went to go read it, and then it disappeared, so that's great. So I guess I'll be reading that in a second. Oh my god, really? Seagate SSHD died on Friday the 13th. Well, it's a Seagate, what do you expect? Actually, my Friday the 13th story is that I might have a week of vacation. I know I'm guaranteed 2 days, thanks to the lovely goings-ons, but which I can't talk about because, like I said at the top, I'll be Susan'd if I do talk about it. So I will just not. All right, does this actually have? What RAM does this have in it? It's got 2 gigs. Not bad, but still gonna get upgraded. The system that I'm putting, or the board that I'm putting in, has 8 gigabytes on it. I shouldn't have to put a freaking phone down just so I can take out the power supply connector. Do you know how annoying that is? I hate these things. Small form. Actually, these Intel boards are really bad about latching onto these cables. Did I just cut my hand open? I hope not. Well, I suppose I'll know in a minute. Okay, pull that stupid thing out. Get it out of here. Try and block it with the screwdriver, which isn't going to work. I already know that. This is the new board, if you're just tuning in. It's got a much better CPU on it than this. What optical drive is this? Oh, it's just a TSST one. I thought it was a Super Write Master. These have various different drives in them, so I'll pull out the front panel stuff. Hopefully making note of where they go, although... Okay, so that matches colors. This black thing goes there. This goes there. I'm sure I'll forget that color code later when I actually need to remember it. So, the next step is to pull out this front panel, which I'm surprised this actually has. This is, I think this is a USB, or maybe, no, this is a FireWire, I think. Yeah, that's 1394, and this is the USB. So we'll get those out of the way, and now comes the fun part. Now I gotta get the screws out, and I gotta get this board out with this stupid thing in the way. It's one of the reasons why I don't like small form factor cases. If I were really feeling smug, I would put a serial port on this. But I'm not feeling that smug, at least not yet. This is not a fun task to do with one hand. Speaking of broken records, I really need to get that phone tripod thing figured out. Although it's probably a moot point because I'm switching to a computer here in the next little while. In fact, the computer is right there. The project is done. I just need a keyboard and a mouse for it. Which I was going to hawk from work today, and then I forgot to do it. Oops. Pull all these out. Oh yeah, and I also have to worry about this little thing right here, which is pretty tall. It's a positioning standoff. Very useful. Very annoying when you're trying to put a computer in a small form factor case like this. Those slot blanks don't match. Okay. I'm not going to fix it now because I don't want to have to go downstairs just for slot blanks. But before I really put this thing into service, I will fix that because it will trigger my OCD so bad that I need to fix it. Alright. Unlike a lot of people, I'm actually clinically diagnosed with that. So, there you go. More than you ever wanted to know about me. Okay, let's get that screw out of there. And now, let's see if I can get this motherboard out on camera. The thing that's going to be difficult is getting it out and around that I/O shield. Although I was able to get it out on camera. Look at that. So we'll put it down somewhere. Save it for future use. Same deal with this I/O shield. Which, if I had to guess, is not going to come out. Well, it's better than the other one was. Look how bent that is. Nice. And here comes the new I/O shield, which is different because it needs to have the dual DVI, which I actually forgot that machine had, so that's going to be a problem. I don't know if I've got a video card that's small form factor and has VGA. That's going to be annoying. Just like this I/O plate. What is it about I/O shields and not wanting to be installed in cases? I saved you from the scrap heap, dude. You should be a little more grateful than that. Okay. Doggone this thing. Come on. Behave or you'll go right back where you came from. I'm bending the case trying to put the I/O shield in. This is not a flimsy case. Does it not fit? I thought these were a standard size. Wow. Okay, that's strange. Well, let's try inserting it this way. It should click in like that. Okay, I got that in now. Alright, now it's in place. Okay. Wow. What a pain. And now, let's make sure to put the motherboard in backwards. Really probably shouldn't grab them by the heatsink like this. This one's going to be extra fun because this I/O plate has got these stupid, ridiculous tabs on it. Which I just bent. There's no room with which to work in here, so now I'm going to bend that back up. And potentially risk scratching the board for all of you to see. Point and laugh at. Ha ha, you did it wrong, sucker. Alright. Is that in place? Something doesn't look right about that. Probably because I bent the frickin' case, but whatever. Like I said, these aren't cheap cases. So I don't know what the deal was with that or what's going on. Alright, so let's try and put these screws in. Oh dear lord. Okay, that could be an issue. Oh dear, I put it on top of the USB header. That's awesome. Okay, where? Okay, yeah, that sits down there a little better. Alright. So let's try and put these screws where they need to go. Not that it's going to matter because I got a magnetic screwdriver, so I'm just going to pull them up again anyway. Okay. Fun times. Fun times were had by all. Now, do I have a power LED on this? Alternate power LED. Alright, good. Because I haven't checked all of the hookups on this new board to make sure they have corresponding hookups for this case. Now, I'm missing a screw. Where do you suppose it went? Well, there's one there. Hopefully it's not in the case somewhere. Hopefully. Okay. Here we go. And you don't get to see a thing that I'm doing. Alright, so all those are in place. Like I said, they're just going to pop back out again as soon as I put the screwdriver on top of them. So we'll loosely put them in. So that way if the board needs to move, the board can move. See? See what I mean? I'm not rotating the device. Seriously, you can't understand that I'm holding it straight? Nothing has changed. And it's hot, too. It's really hot. So is the battery bank in my pocket. Okay. Isn't this exciting? Now, tighten those all down. Probably find that there's some kind of breaking problem. And let's see. Okay, time to start plugging in cables. All right, USB. I want to put it into USB 1 because I'm pedantic like that. This is, what, this is 1394. There's only one place for that. And then the audio, there's only one place for that. Assuming that it's actually going to go in there correctly and the pins aren't bent. Okay, so that's all plugged in. Now, fun times to be had by all. Are these long enough? Maybe not. Okay, that might be an issue. Because this case, or these were designed for the other board, which had the thing right there, as opposed to right here. So now I got to figure out if I can unwind this. Maybe that will help me, or... what is this nonsense? Wow. I'll have to cut that zip tie down there. Shouldn't be a zip tie there anyway. Where's my scissors? Are they where I put them? No, probably not. I've got 2 pairs of scissors, so I mean it shouldn't be difficult to find 1 pair. For Pete's sake. Are they in here? No. Oh, time to begin the manhunt for the scissors. Manhunt for the scissors. Where are you? My scissors. Who borrowed you and didn't put them back where they were? This is why I leave things where I last used them, so I can actually find it the next time I want it. There it is. And I just broke something else. Stupid thing. Sit. Stay. Thank you. Alright. So this bloody stupid zip tie right here. It's already 7:30. But, no matter. We're almost done. This process should be very easy, but this thing here has got to go. I don't know if I can even get enough leverage on that with one hand. I don't want to rip that. Okay, I can't do that with one hand. But I should be able to do it with 2. Or maybe not. It's not cutting. Why you no cut? Why you no cut? You are useless. Oh crap, I just broke the scissors. Oh, that's awesome. Look at this. You can't really see it that well, but yeah. Doggone this thing. Is this a joke? This must be a joke. Alright, I'm gonna have to... It's hard to break a pair of metal pliers. We'll use that instead. Take this. You frickin' thing. Yeah, you will come out. See? I don't make threats. I make promises. Alright. So now that stupid nonsense is dealt with, this is all I wanted to do, was to take this and move this out of the way. All of that for that little task. I swear. I don't know, can I do this with one hand? I should be able to do this with one hand. And these are labeled, so at least I should know what they are. Hard drive LED. I'll probably hook them up backwards, because I'm a genius. Rotate device. What if I don't? What then? Huh? Get off my lawn. Alright. Reset. The switches don't matter. The LEDs do. I probably have them backwards. If I remember right, the colored wire is the positive lead. But this board isn't very well labeled. So, I'm even assuming I've got them on the right plugs, too. I don't know if you saw any of that. Yeah, I probably got it backwards. The colored lead is not the negative, it's not the negative lead, you idiot. Anyway, usually, that's a standard. That should be, you know, standardized. Anyway. Okay. Put the fan in. So there's the fan. Now for the motherboard connector. Get all this stuff out of the way. All this stuff out of the way. Because now that I cut that zip tie, all that stuff is causing problems. Alright. I didn't hear it go click. It's usually supposed to click when it's in place. It looks like it's in place enough anyway. So, under there you go. And I should be able now, once deal with that, to put that back into place. And then hook the power back up to it. Hook this up. Yeah, I thought, well, whatever. This is the one for the optical drive, and, oh, good lord. Yep, that's going to need two hands. One to keep this bundle of wires out of the way, and another to actually plug it in. Not a good design. Not a good design at all. Actually, it's a really terrible design. Whatever. This board has an onboard speaker, too. I think the GOE does, too. Okay, so optical drive is now cabled. See what I mean about stupid things like that? This isn't even, like, latched. What a joke. Anyway. So, yeah, now I'm going to be in the market for new scissors, damn it. Unless I can glue that back together somehow. Oh, dear. Okay. Let me screw this optical drive back into place, which probably doesn't require two hands, but I'm going to use two hands to do it anyway. I mean, you've seen screws going into optical drives before. I shouldn't need to show you this. I'm sure the phone is going to die in a second because cell phone. Did I cut my hand? I feel a blister. I feel nerve endings. Something is painful on that hand. Okay, that's not even going into place. Well, if I die, you'll know what happened. I shouldn't make jokes like that. Stupid virus, you can't get me. The computer will get me first. Anyway. Shouldn't make jokes like that either. Because you know what's going to happen now. It happened to that one... Actually, it did. Yeah, it happened to that one guy who was making a joke about it and touching all the microphones and... Karma at its best. Okay, I'm plugging in the hard drive right now, and this cable wants to be a complete bitch. Okay, now I'm going to be demonetized. I'll be Susaned now. Anyway, that should all be in place. In fact, that should be everything. I shouldn't need to plug in anything else. So now, we'll get to run the halt and catch fire execution statement instruction. Whatever. This is Linux, so I do need a mouse. And, oh, look at this. Isn't that convenient? I mean, it's not a proper mouse, and I'm sure it's going to get every Macintosh user up in arms by using it on a PC, but maybe it'll balance out in the end. Yes, really, I am going to do it. This is a ball mouse, so it probably isn't going to work too well anyway. And know that I'm going to need to run OS upgrades. So I'm going to plug it into my network, assuming that this is still on the network. I need to find a DVI to VGA adapter. I had like 400 of them. Oh, there is one. We'll use this one. That is the digital cable, digital connection. Here we go. Analog. Dual DVI, not one of Intel's better ideas. Whatever. I mean, it's going to stay on there because this is going to go probably under there behind all that nonsense. And, because this is my test little Linux machine. And I'll plug it into one of my two monitors over there and, switch back and forth between them. Actually, it's going to be the widescreen one over there because I have the new broadcast, or the broadcast machine plugged into that monitor already. So, let's see if this will work. All right. Are we ready for the kaboom? Well, not quite. We do need to provide power. Are we ready for the kaboom now? I'm going to eject that optical drive, if it will, before the system shuts off. Which it just did now. So we'll push the tray in manually, turn it on, and we'll just let it boot, do its thing. Because I assume that it's set up properly. It's running Ubuntu Mate right now. I don't know if that's still a thing or if they discontinued it. I don't remember if it's 32-bit or 64-bit. I also don't even know if this mouse is going to work with it. I guess we'll find out. But, yeah, like I said, that's a very easy process. Despite all the fracking around with a small form factor case, that was relatively simple. So, future projects, probably nothing involving this, just because this is a test bed. But I do have, actually I've got a PXE system I'm putting together for network booting, so I don't have to rely on this stupid disk, because this disk, as you can probably clearly see, has seen better days. Throwing it around like that really doesn't help. But put together a network booting machine. I've got a proof of concept working in VirtualBox. There's just some kinks I need to iron out, some things that won't start properly that I need to deal with, and then I'm going to put it on an actual computer. And the question, of course, is what actual computer to put it on. I think I'm going to put it on a Dell Optiplex GX280 that would otherwise be doing nothing. So, we'll do that. Or I could use one of the other machines. Alright, so the mouse works, which is awesome. I'm sure this thing needs a billion updates. You can see I've done nothing with it. Alright. That's the network. There's notifications. Open up the menu. Or maybe not open up the menu. There is one certain thing that will make this menu crash. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was one task that makes it, stop working. Here's the update manager. Oh, Jesus, don't do that. Wow. Software updater. I do want the system information as well, just so I can see if this is running 64 or 32. Might be 32, but it might be 64. It is 64. Look at that. And that is exactly what we have. Core 2 Duo E8400, 3 gigahertz. Not bad. Not doing bad at all. 7.6 gigs of RAM. Nice. So, checking for updates. Going to run those, and then I'm going to call this thing probably quits. I got a lot of camera videos that need to be imported and edited. Yes, really, there's a lot of them. And there's even more on the way. I think I got 7. No, that's not true. Some of those are not cameras, but probably a good 4 or 5 camcorders that are still yet to arrive. Hopefully they do arrive before everything goes on lockdown. And I gotta put in a password. Isn't that brilliant? Do I even remember what the password is? That wasn't so bad. So, congratulate ourselves on a task well done. I think this is probably the first ever live stream where I've ever done anything. Well, computer-wise. And it's worked perfectly out of the box, no issues. Again, the backstory behind this board is that I found a bunch of these just cast off on the side on the one of the hallways with the RAM, no hard drive, but RAM, optical drive, motherboard, CPU, everything intact. Power supply. The only thing that had gone from it was the hard drive. I couldn't believe it. So I took the RAM out of all of them, which is why I've got this impressive pile of RAM sitting over here. And I was able to grab one machine. Actually, no, 2 machines. The machine that this board came out of, and another one, which is actually now in that down there. There'll be a video about it eventually. But when I went back for more of them, somebody had taken them all. So, oh well, I guess I missed out on a bunch of those. But either way, I don't know what I'd do with all of those anyway. I don't have a whole bunch of machines that need new boards, so this should be suitable. A lot of my stuff is newer than that now. I mean, I got the 2 i7s over there. There's a Core 2 Duo in that thing down there. That I think is actually the same as it's another E8400. In there, I've got an i5 and an i3 and 2 Core 2 quads. So really everything is all Pentium. Nothing is Pentium 4 based really anymore, except for the Gateway Profile 4, which is still in service and probably will always be, just because it's an all-in-one, it's very convenient, and I haven't found anything that will actually fit in here that's newer than this, that's better than this, so there's that. And of course, there's the Pentium-based all-in-one right there. And a very broken camera. Alright, back to this thing. I guess this sticker on the case is no longer relevant, since it's for that board down there. There's a laptop that needs a video. Rotate your ass. Seriously. That laptop needs a video. One of the laptops needs videos. I think there's a couple in the other bin, in the box. It's over on the floor over there. That box. The monitor box. I gotta do some work on that Toshiba that's down there. That's a T61 that needs a hard drive. That's not important. That's my machine I use to import stuff. Nothing new coming with that. I think I mentioned it last week. These are somewhat unofficially for sale. I don't know if they work. Really, I kind of doubt it. They were also cast out on the out in the hallway. There's a T400 somewhere in that pile of nonsense that needs a new display because the backlights failed. Actually, the bag that came out of another T61. It's better than the display that was in that 400 to start with. That display was cracked. And it was LED backlit, so that's going to be like $80 to replace. Is it really worth it? Probably not. Not if I've got 400 million machines. I might just sell that. Because it's intact. Otherwise, it just needs a new display. And I'm sure some sucker wants a T400. Anyway. Things are going slowly. This is exciting stuff. Oh, more projects that are yet to come. Remember that NEC Ready 4625? Somewhere around here I've got a proper heatsink. I'm also going to replace the SCSI card in there. And I might even put in a different SCSI hard drive, one that's a little more period correct for that system. Or at least a little smaller, because 10 gigs is probably more than that thing is ever really going to use. In fact, it's running DOS, so it's probably, if I remember right, it's limited, because it's not FAT32 or anything like that. It's limited to 2 gigabytes, so I mean, what's the point of wasting a whole 10 gig drive on that? So I'll probably put another drive on there. I got a couple SCSI drives. There's an 80 megabyte one down there. But that'll probably be for the Zenith 486. If I ever do actually get that machine ever working again. I still have it. It's sitting outside in the pool shed. But it's got an issue with the floppy controller. So, I don't know if I can really fix that. I don't have any I.O. boards. Well, I do, but I think it's a media bus I.O. board, so... A VESA local bus. Wouldn't work in that. I'd almost like a VESA machine, VESA local bus. Be cool to play around with. VESA compatible games. Although I'm not interested in gaming, so... What other projects are on the hit parade? I had a lovely thing that I was going to try with the 2 power books, the things that started my collecting again in 2010. Still have them. I actually bought a couple of hard drives for them. And in what is a very typical and very annoying occurrence, both of the drives are stone dead. So that sucked. Either way, I got a refund for that, and I found 2 more. So maybe they'll work, maybe they won't. If they won't, you won't hear anything else about them. But if they do, because they should be here next week, maybe we'll get to revive some Macintoshes. I don't know. People love it when I make Macintosh videos, so... There's one thing, I still have to take apart the iMac and replace the iMac you don't even know about, probably. But the iMac G4, I need to take it apart and... what did I need to do? Replace the hard drive. The hard drive failed in that. And then the Power Mac, I gotta investigate. I got a hard drive down there for a Power Mac that I need to look at. So, it is installing updates. Taken forever in the process. There's no chatter. Nobody's saying anything. Did everybody die? Scare everybody off with all my nonsense? Talking about all this stuff. Listen how quiet this thing is. I think there's more noise from my new Ryzen machine than there is from this. Is the fan even working? Okay, the fan is working. But I am definitely going to have to replace that slot blank. That's really going to annoy me. In fact, I'm going to do it now while I'm thinking about it. So I will return with slot blanks. Okay. Yep, that'll match much better. Won't drive me nuts. Take this stupid thing out. It's pretty warm. It's actually getting rather warm. I think it's probably mostly the heat sink for the North Bridge, too, that's getting warm. Alright, so here we go. It matches. Yay! Now, put the screw back in place. Well, it mostly matches. Yeah, it's the same type of standoff. It's just a different patina. It's not all rusted out or anything like that. Put that in the pile of other ones. Zip ties are good in everything except for computers. People who put zip ties in computers make me want to wring somebody's neck. By the way, not a sponsor. I could probably actually get in trouble for saying that, too. You know, I'm sure that Susan will make a rule against it or something. Okay, reboot now. Of course, this channel is probably small enough that I'm sure nobody cares. It's a wonder I'm even in the partner program at all. Let that start up. Do its thing. It's 80 gigabyte hard drive. Got server work to do this weekend. And I guess because I've got lots of vacation time coming up, I got a lot of time to do that server work. So, but my two primary networking servers need hard drives replaced because they've got problems. And I want to do some more consolidation to try and keep some of the things done, which is going to involve an upgrade to my pfSense router. Just because, again, I want to get some things squared away and done properly. You know, backups should be backups. I don't want to have to deal with the possibility of, you know, ransomware or anything infecting them over the network. So, oh, you stupid thing. Where is the software updater? Administration. course, it's got the boutique. See if there's anything else. If not, that is going to be it. Software in the computer is up to date. Let's just make sure I've got everything set properly. Yep, everything looks good. So, that is all. Time to shut down. And that is going to do it for this stream. Don't know when the next video will come out. Might be tomorrow. Might be later than tomorrow. Gotta put the lid on this. Actually, the last thing that I might do... let's see, where's that jumper? Let's switch this into the so-called rescue mode. So I can reset a couple of things. Like the active management technology. That made a very interesting noise. Should go straight into this. Reset AMT to default. Yes. Resetting in progress. Doesn't usually take that long. Okay, did I brick it? Might have busted it. Yeah, I might have broken it. Oh, brilliant. Awesome. That is just great. Oh, there we go. It just took forever. Okay, I should be able to unlock QST. I think it's a fan speed control. Everything there should be fine. F10 to save and exit. So it's going to shut down. Turn back on again. QST was a fan control thing, if I remember correctly. So I'll go back into this. Everything there looks good. There are no BIOS passwords. So we'll quit. It's going to do whatever the hell it does. And we'll turn off the power. And reinstall the jumper. And in fact, that's really going to be it for this. The AMT is still on. Okay, let's take this jumper. If we can. Usually these things are supposed to be easier to remove than that. Easier to install than this, too. But it's being a pain. Like I said, why are you being a pain? I removed you from the scrap pile. You could have been turned into shreddings instead of this. Don't be ungrateful. This fan is actually pretty honestly useless. Go back to setup. We can see all of the information about the system. Of course, it's in GMT. Because Linux. Hardware monitor was the other thing I wanted to check out. Well, thermal margin is decent. Could be worse, could be better. Everything else looks fine. So, I think that's going to do it for today. So, hope you enjoyed that.